Hello, it's the Randy Duck and welcome back for another video. Today I've got 4 replays to show you in the tier 8 Japanese heavy tank, the Oho. Of course using the Derp gun. Now I have only recently just done a video of this tank, but I only had I think 1 replay in the tank. So I had a load more replays saved up because I was sort of on my way to grinding for the 3rd marks of excellence in the tank. And I thought I'd just get these replays, so no doubt about at some point I'll have some more replays when I eventually, can be bothered to finish the 3rd mark. But here we are on El Haloof. We are top tier in this first replay, and we have 1 enemy fun police to contend ourselves with and 1 enemy light tank. We're making our way to sort of the the BA1-2 area where we can hopefully, fingers crossed, get into a bit of a brawl. And it looks like there is some of the enemy tanks come this way, which is good because obviously being in a slow heavy tank like this is, sometimes you just got to get a bit lucky and the enemy team actually be where you drive to, because you can't keep relocating in a tank this slow. You just got to go to where you think there's going to be damage and hope the damage is there. So obviously we are top tier, so your armour can work when you are top tier in the Oho. Obviously if you're fighting the tier 10s and stuff, your armour's not going to count for a lot against the tier 10 tanks. They can be able to pen your turret, you're going to be able to pen the front of your tank through like the tubers, or just go straight through you with heat. But with the when you're top tier like this, it can work. So straight away we get a little cheeky derp there into the medium tank. We're detected by the fun police, but they're going to have awkward shots on us and here from the fun police, and we're just pulling back here. Looking for move shots. This Carnarvon X comes in. We're trying to get our gun down because we're struggling a little bit with the gun depression there, but we do manage to squeeze one in. Now this enemy medium tank comes in. It's a one shot, so we swap to the small gun while we're reloading, because we know we're going to pen when we're side on there, and we do pick up the first kill of the game for us with that small gun. We'll quickly just snap a little derpy shot into that Carnarvon X. We only actually do 100 damage, so not the best shot there, but at least we got some damage in, and we're hoping he's going to poke now, but obviously he knows I've got the derp and he's playing a little bit more cautious. But this freedom comes around and we just slap a shell in there for 300, pull back round while we're on our reload. Obviously they can't really come round on us here because we do have someone tank destroyer behind us, and that's good for us because it allows us to get our reload in to try and get another shot in. The freedom's pulling back, but he comes back out to get a shot. It bounces, and we get another one in to top him for just over sort of 250 damage. Back on reload again while we just get into a fight. And this is sort of the fight you really want in the Oho. So we get a nice splash there because obviously we went for the cupola and actually got like 420 odd. So a good splash there on that tank. Obviously if you can aim for the weak spots like the cupolas and stuff like that, then you're going to get more pen because you're splashing on the weaker armour of the tank. Now this Carnarvon Action X has been a bit of a pain because he's been very cautious, so I can't get shots in, and I want to try and push around and get shots into this freedom, but he does present himself with shots, so we get one in, pull back. We do take a pen there, but we're going to pull back in. We're thinking about at this point just pushing round and just eating a shot of this Carnarvon Action X so we can just kill the freedom tank. If he's potentially rear onto us, we may actually be able to get a full pen into the tank. So we come round, and thankfully for us, this freedom is rear on. So we aim for the back of the engine, we damage his engine and pen him for 900. And that is exactly what you want. While the derp gun on this arrow can be fun for those situations. Enemy medium's actually rear onto us as well, so we do pen there, but he only has 200 odd hit points left anyway. But we do pick up another kill, putting us on to 3,000 damage, sort of 600 spotting assistance there. And now this Carnarvon X is pretty much by itself, so we're just going to be able to flank round and should be able to take care of this tank here. So we're coming around, hopefully he's rear on, but he's not. He has sort of been aware to us. We do get a nice splash in there, pulling back round while we're on our reload. Now we swap to a small gun to try and pen this lower plate. We do pen once, but now we're going to try and get a shot into the track wheel just to try and track him in place, but we're struggling to do that. I actually messed up there. I shot my big gun and I thought it was the small gun. So now we've got to wait for our big gun to come back off and reload so that we can just finish him off, which we do there. Picking up another kill, putting us on to 4,000 damage. 5 enemy tanks remaining. They're all pretty much in this spawn, and now you're in a situation where you're chasing a damage again in the OHO, and you just got to full send to the location. You know, get there as quickly as you can do in OHO. Try and take the most direct route, and just hope there's still some damage alive when you do get there, because that's all I can do. I mean, it pretty much feels like this game is going to be a win, but I would like to get another shot in, if possible, just to make out the most of this game. But you can't always help that. You just got to full send to where you're going to get and hope there's something left when you get there. This is where it can be a little bit frustrating when you play these tanks, but I have had a lot of fun, I must admit. I put off this grind for quite a while. I have now got the Type 5, and the grind really wasn't that bad. I had a lot more fun than I thought I was going to have, if I'm honest with you. I even enjoyed playing the Type 4, but we have got a shot here at the Fun Police. We do get in and we pen for an extra 500 damage, picking up another kill on the Fun Police, put us on to just over 4,600 damage, about 5,000 combined. There's one enemy heavy tank left, and yeah, the chances of us getting to this heavy tank is pretty much slim to none before he's destroyed. But we're going to go that way anyway and just hope for the best. At this point, we don't know exactly where he is. Oh, he has been spotted now in the corner of the map, so we're definitely not going to get there, and that pretty much is going to be a wrap for this game. But we do finish pretty strongly with 4 kills, 4,600 damage, about 1,000 blocked, and 660 odd assistance damage. So a pretty decent game there. We got ideal scenario. We did manage to get into a brawl, which is what we want. But that brings us then to replay number 1. But we still have 3 more to come. So let's just see how we got on. As you say, yeah, we about 5,000 combined there, about 2,000 blocked, got the high caliber, got the ace tanker, got the steel wall. But let's just move on now to the next replay. Okay, so here we are for replay number 2 on mines. We are top tier again. There is an enemy Fun Police in the game and 2 enemy light tanks. So from this spawn on mines, I think at the start I was actually thinking I was going to push down the 1, 2, 3 line, but then I had to change a heart in the end, and I think, you know what, I'm going to actually try and push underneath the hill towards the more of the cap area. But the problem with doing that is when you cross, because of the spawns on mines and on this map, the enemy team can actually push up to sort of like the J7-8 position where that TD's just been spotted there, and it's a little bit risky to get over there because they could just farm you in side shots crossing. But I just thought, you know what, I'm doing it anyway, because there's a Fun Police in the game. I can't be bothered to just be sat there constantly being shot at by the Fun Police. I don't really want to battle on the hill because I will just get shot by the artillery. And I thought I'm just going to go for it, because if I get behind the hill, then the artillery won't be able to shoot me. But like I say, it is risky because as I'm crossing, I can get shot. We try and shoot one into that Italian heavy tank on the move. We don't pen that, but we're trying to cross. And here we go. We get spotted by an Iron Rain, pretty much the worst of the tier 8 tanks, which could have spotted me here. Thankfully for me, he actually bounces 2 of his shots and pens 1. So he's now on reload, and I don't really take much punish. That could have been a lot worse. But now I can't really move out of this position until that Iron Rain is taken care of, because if I just try and push around, the Iron Rain's going to put a clip into me and he can kill me in the clip. So it's not going to be pretty. So I'm just kind of going to hope that the Iron Rain presents itself as a shot, because we can obviously pen the Iron Rain, and he does, and he pops out to try and get a shot into us, and we full pen in there, picking up a kill. And pretty much, I think I took all of that Iron Rain's hit points there with the 1 splash at the start and that second pen. We've now got an enemy Persian here. We're waiting for a reload to come in. We're going to try and push to see if we can get any side shots in. But he actually tries to leave the hill, and we just filthily penned him in the side for 900 and picking up another kill. When the derp works, the derp works. That was very fun. I went for the track shot there just to try and pick up some assistance off of this hammer there. I swapped to a small gun and actually can penetrate the lower plate, as you see there, picking up a little bit extra damage. Now I'm going to finish off the fun police. I don't want that shooting at me later, so I'm just going to take care of it while we're on the one shot. I should have already swapped to the small gun here, because I could have had a couple of shots in, as I'll do there. Swap back to the main gun while now it's reloaded, and we finish off the hammer. And we had a pretty good start to this game with 4 kills, 3,000 damage and 1,000 assistance. Unsure how much of that is tracked and how much of that is spotting. But we still got 1,000 assistance. Now I'm going to try and push round to get some shots in my team. Now there's probably going to be some tank destroyers maybe in the hill in their base. It usually is. This VK Heavy is looking to overpoke on shots. He doesn't really have the gun depression to do that. He would have to really overextend to get a shot like how he was doing so. So I'm just going to keep pushing round. If he drops off, I'll deal with that then. But I'm not too concerned. Like I say, as I'm crossing here, I'm kind of aware there'll probably be something on that hill I was just looking at there. And I'm just going to hope they get spotted, because it could be a bit awkward while I'm trying to go round. But the damage is starting to go and I want to get shots. And we do spot an enemy Yahtzee and we full pen him. And we set him on fire and we take away all of his hit points in one shot. I mean, I think that's 3 tanks I've full penned in this game. So pretty filthy. Pick up another kill there. Putting us on to 6 kills. Now the enemy heavy tank, the VK, looking like it's going to drop. So I'm looking to try and aim a shot as he crosses. But he actually falls off. And I'm thinking I'm going to be able to pen his engine deck there. But he dies from the full damage. Which is a shame, because if he didn't actually die, then I could have shot at top of his engine deck and actually penned him like that. But it wasn't to be. There is an enemy IS-6 here. We're going to try and get a shot in if we can. We do. Unfortunately, we don't roll high enough to finish him off, which is a shame, because that would have been a devastator. Now, I should be turning here and swapping to the small gun. I could have tracked him in place, but I didn't. So, it's a shame. Could have finished with a devastator, but still a decent game there. Quick game for mines. And we picked up 6 kills, 4,500 damage, 2,000 base XP, 1,000 assistance, 2,400 blocks. We're going to get the ace tanker, which we do. Yeah, high caliber and top gun. So that is it for replay number 2. So 2 more to come. So let's move on. Okay, so here we are for replay number 3 on Dragon's Ridge. This time we don't have any fun police to concern ourselves with, but it is a tier 10 lobby. There is a light tank in the game. And yeah, so it's nice that we don't have to deal with the fun police, which is obviously good when you're in an OHO or any tanks like this. But we do have to, you know, it's a tier 10 lobby, but there's still quite a lot of tier 8s in there as well. So we're going to make our slow approach to climbing this hill, and then we're just going to try and put ourselves into a position where we're going to get to fight as quickly as we possibly can. So we're going to come down this hill, and this is, you know, we're probably the quickest you see an OHO go. Got to 60 kilometers an hour there. So we're trying to push round and get to this ridge, you know, in the middle, where we can spot the cross of any tank-to-tanks cross, and potentially try and we can sort of go hold down weirdly, and actually just try and, you know, just it's only expose our turret, or at least limit the amount of, you know, it limits the amount of things that the enemy tank, the enemy team can shoot at. Basically, just try and hide as much as you can. Try and go hold down. But we're just going to look to see if we get any shots here. So we spotted an enemy heavy tank. We can see something is on the hill, which we've got to be careful of. We go for our first little splash. Unfortunately for us, we don't hit. We do spot the TD at the top though, and I'm hoping we're going to pick up some assistance, and we do pick up some assistance early doors, picking up 1,000 assistance, which is fantastic. We then hit his lower plate and set him on fire. So a great start to the game there. We actually pick up like 900 damage or so from that shot. So that's pretty much as good as a full pen there. So that's great. Get our second splash in here. Pull back round just while we're on reload, and then sort of rinse and repeat basically. That tank destroyer is still alive at the moment, so we've got to be concerned ourselves with that. Enemy E3 has pushed round, so we have to be a little bit, you know, wary of that as well. We don't want to get shot by an E3 and lose half our hit points. But he is getting shot by our friendly team, so hopefully he's going to have to pull back round that ridge. We're looking to see if we can get a shot in, see if we can get any splash in there. We do hit him, but only for like, 200 maybe, so we don't get a lot of the splash, but at least we are ticking away of his health, letting him know we're here, and then pull back while on reload. But then an enemy backtrack manages to get behind us. He's shot one shot on pen. I have no idea how many shots he's got in the clip. I can't let this backtrack be here. I'm just going to push and hope we full pen the tank. We hit him for 400, but that's not enough. And then I'm thinking I might end up getting clipped out here. But he bounces a shell, so now we've shot 2 shells. We hopefully should get another opportunity to get a shot in here. And we do, and we full pen, and we take out a tier 10 Batchat, so a very dangerous tank. Yes, we have lost quite a lot of hit points for it, but I'll take that trade if we're able to take out a full tier 10 Batchat. So we're on 600 hit points, but we've managed to get 1,500 assistance, 2,400 damage. So we are, having a decent game here. It's still very, very even on the numbers. We've still got our work cut out for us here. That E3 gets shut down by our friendly Tyran, which is good. We don't have to concern ourselves with that angle anymore. I think the tank destroyer from earlier has also been destroyed. We don't have to worry about that. That was kind of our fault. We missed that shot. We actually aimed at the floor. We should aim a little bit higher, but I was trying to not eat any damage because obviously I have only got 600 hit points left, so I've need to be a little bit careful. We started to push the enemy team back, and I want to try. I kind of want to be where the T-32 is on the right hand side, because I can't go too high up on this ridge because I'm not going to get my gun to work. I need to be more flat so then I can try and shoot over. So I want to try and be on the right, and then the T-32 can be on the left of me and use the ridge hold down. So we do manage to try and get to the sort of where we want it to be to look for shots of these tanks. We get one in there to the Tiger 2. And then just while we're on reload, we're just trying to stay as safe as possible, limit the shots to only our turret, and keep rocking backwards and forwards there. We get another big splash there onto the Tiger, tracking him in place and actually picking up 400 splash damage. Enemy medium tanks behind us, but I'm thinking he's probably going to get taken out by our friendly teams, but I do keep having a little scan behind us, or enemy heavy tank, just to check that he's not got shots onto us from this position. Just want to be aware of my surroundings there. But he then gets shut down by our Tyran. So still a pretty close game here on 9 versus 8, I believe. Looking for an engine deck shot there. We don't quite manage to get the engine deck and pen them, but we do leave that IS-3 on to a 1 shot. So we should be able to finish him off with 1 splash now. Both of these tanks around here are actually potentially a 1-shot splash to us. We've got an enemy Carnarvon, which is, got to be careful, could clip us out, but we hopefully can kill them in 1 shot. If we manage to shoot not at their turret, but unfortunately the only shot available to it is a turret, and we only hit them for 43. A lot of that got absorbed with the gun there, which is not ideal, but I'm hoping if he does poke round, our T-32 can finish him off. With the T-32 still got a few hit points and can be a bit of a beast hold down, so hopefully he can try and get a shot in. If not, I can try and see if I can just splash this tank for the remaining health. Our friendly Demolisher is now coming in, so he should take some of the shots off of these tanks and then either kill them or we can finish them off with the splash. Got to be careful because I am a 1, but we do manage to finish off that enemy Carnarvon, taking out another tier 10, putting us onto 2 kills, and with only 5 enemy tanks remaining. So at this point, it's 5 versus 7, so it's still pretty close, but then we get another kill, bringing it down to a 7 versus 4. I am obviously a 1-shot to probably all of these tanks, so that is far from ideal, but I want to just keep pushing to see if I can get anywhere to get any damage. Trying to climb this hill as slowly making our way to where the damage is going to be. Obviously, it's awkward because if I just get out spotted at the top, then I'm probably going to die. But I've got to try and get to the damage anyway. So I'm going to try and climb here. Just having a little scan. There is an enemy tank destroyer there, which I could pen, but he looks like he's taken a bit of a beating, and it's now on a 1-shot splash to us. So I'm going to look to see if we can get the kill onto this enemy TD. I am a one shot to the TD as well, but it doesn't have much armour, so hopefully I can try and get a shot in. I do spot it, go for the shot, unfortunately gets absorbed in the tracks and we don't kill him, but he bounces a shot. We swap to the small gun and then we are able to take out the tank, picking up our third kill, putting us under 4,000 damage, 1,500 assistance, 900 blocked, and only 2 enemy teammates remaining. We should have the win, hopefully. I mean, but it's definitely not guaranteed to win. The enemy team could come back from this because I am on a one shot as well. But fingers crossed. At this point, it's looking good for us. We're in a good position. So we're looking to see if we can get any more shots in. We kind of think we're probably not now. It's now 1 versus 6. The enemy tanks around that side of the map somewhere. We don't know exactly where. We're just going to full send across and hope Ego does get spotted. We're never going to catch up with him, but we're hoping maybe a poke and give us one last opportunity for some more damage, which would be good. If we could just get another splash damage in, just to really try and end this game strongly. He does give us opportunity, but we snap it because we wasn't going to get a big, he wasn't going to stay there for long. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit, but he should, probably get. I'm not going to go chasing this tank around because it's going to take forever. And he gets tanked then out by our friendly S-Bahn at the end, bringing us an end to the third replay. We get 3 kills, 4,000 damage, 2,050 base XP, 1,500 assistance, and the ace tanker in the tier 10 lobby. So that is it for that replay, and one final replay to come. Okay, so here we are for the final replay. We are on Sand River Encounter. It is top tier lobby and there's no fun police in the game. There is 2 light tanks, but this is actually really good for us on Sand River in the OHO on Encounter variant, especially when there's no fun police in the game and we're top tier, because it means we actually don't have, considering it's a big map, that far to get to where the action is, because quite often you just push over here and there'll be tanks and you'll be in a fight. We aim for a shot here on the Snakebite. We slap him for a 400 there, damaging his engine as well. Fantastic start to the game. And now we're going to push up to this ridge, and already we're into an action and we should have shots available to us. We have to sort of look side on almost to try and get our gun depression. We've got a bit more gun depression over the side of the tank than we have sort of shooting over the front. And we get a lovely shot into that medium tank, actually set him on fire, and then we get another lovely splash into that poor tier 6 medium tank for half his health, putting us on to 1,400 damage. So a really cracking start to the game. I still got all our hit points and we managed to get 1,500 damage already, and there's still hopefully should have some more shots available to us. This IS-3 is hold down. Was looking for a shot into his turret. I kind of clipped that paladin there. It wasn't intentional. I was just trying to look side on over my tank, so I pulled back round to give him a bit of space. And now we're going to look for some more shots. I do have to kind of push up a little bit further because it's the only way I'm going to be able to shoot without getting in everyone's way. Looking to see if I can get any shots into this IS-3, just trying to get a little splash into his turret there. We don't land it, but we do manage to pick up a little bit of assistance damage and 1,800 damage of our own. And our team are now pushing up into this Emil. Hopefully they take care of that tank. I don't have to worry about him coming around and getting shots into my side, and that leaves me opportunity to get shots of things like this Sturm Tiger in the base. Unfortunately that one doesn't hit, but we're just going to go and reload, and then we're going to try and splash him again if we can. There's an enemy sentry up there as well. I mean, if we get fortunate enough to hit that tank, then we're going to be able to pen it. We go for a blind shot into where we thought that Sturm Tiger was going to be. Unfortunately, it doesn't hit, but it was always worth a chance. There wasn't anything else to shoot at, and it was quite likely that he may have been there, because that was where they were poking from. Sturm Tiger comes back again. We do shoot him this time, but yeah, we splash him for a couple of hundred, not the biggest, but we do whicker away all of his hit points, putting him only onto like 800 hit points left. We're going to go for another blind shot just in case he's there again. That doesn't pay off, but sometimes it will, sometimes it won't. Decent start to the game. 2,000 damage, 500 assistance. We're spotted there. I think it's that Sturm Tiger probably looking for shots into us. This enemy Dreadnought pokes to get a shot, and we does leave his turret a little bit exposed, so we get another splash into that Dreadnought. I think that Dreadnought is actually now on a one-shot to us, which is good. And we're just looking to try and get some damage. At this point, I think I might have to just push up. But this enemy tank destroyer gets shot. We hit him for like 90 damage. That's not a very good splash there. But we do track him in place. Looking to try and get some shots. Unfortunately, he has got undetected there. He is still there, but now he gets detected, we should be able to get another splash in. We do splash him for sort of 260, putting us on to just shy of 3,000 damage. And at this point, it looks like we're starting to get a bit of control of this game. And I want to try and push forward to keep up with the damage, because if I just stay there for too long, I'm going to be too far away from the damage to get any. I know the Sturm Tiger can peek and get shots into us here, but I am still full health. I can afford to take a few shots as long as he doesn't pen us. We should be able to hopefully kill this Dreadnought. We do, taking out that tank, which is nice. Enemy Sturm Tiger puts a shot into us, so does this enemy French TD. We miss with our derp shot there. We're hoping that he's going to get taken out. If we can, we get a splash in, putting him onto a one shot. We're looking for our friendly team to finish. He does get finished, and now we can try and push close to where this Sturm Tiger is. He's probably going to get another shot into us here as we make our approach, but he doesn't do a lot of damage to us, and we do get another splash back into him as well. We've got to be careful. I don't want to turn my turret towards to right of those tanks, because then we're going to get shot in the side of the turret by the Sturm. We're just trying to make our approach up and underneath the ridge so we can start fighting with them. There's only 3 enemy tanks left, and from memory there was actually an enemy Senshi up there. I'm really hoping he's still there, because if they are, then obviously I can pen the Senshi with the HE rounds and get a lot of damage. So that's kind of my goal at this point, is probably to eat, if the Senshi's still there, which I think he's just got detected, then we should be able to eat a shot off of the Sturm and then shoot and try and pen the SDA2 to try and maximise our damage potentials. There it is. I've got a repair kit ready. I'm expecting I'm going to get tracked here. Use the repair kit. Now we're going to try and pen the SDA2, which we do, and leaving us into one enemy Sturm Tiger left now. He's going to get another shot in. We're just hoping he doesn't get a pen or anything. He splashes us, and then we aim for a shot, and somehow we actually pen the front of him with a HE round. Bring this an end to the replay and the video. So we get 3 kills, just shy of 5,000 damage, 800 assistance. We get the ace caliber. We get the ace tanker and the high caliber. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and happy tanking.
Hadouken!